Bahamas. So Bahamas playing left to right as you're looking at the field, and Mexico playing right to left, and we'll get you some lineups in that. But these sevens games, boom, they're just one after the other. It's like a circus.
Yeah, one of the beautiful parts about the game is it's very quick, starts quickly, and lots of tries. You'll notice once the teams have scored a try, there's already a ball waiting at half, ready to go. Yeah,
because with 14 minutes, you can't be fooling around looking for the ball, looking for just those little things that can slow the game down. First scrum of the morning, these two teams, and Mexico in a great attacking position. Rob, when you played the game, was it good when you had that much field to play with?
You want space. You want to move the ball wide, get one-on-one matchups, and work it out for a try in the corner.
So Mexico getting that down the line. That's Nazareno Alom. Bahamas equal to the task. Getting to the breakdown, they may have turned that ball over, but not before the referee's whistle. The Mexicans were leaving their feet.
Absolutely, and that contact point is going to be vital for both teams to win and dominate early in the game.
So that was Devin Woodside taking the ball into contact. Now another whistle, so Mexico, or no, it was Bahamas holding on to the ball in the tackle, so Mexico on the attack inside the Bahamian half. And this should be a fairly even matchup in terms of NACRA matchups, and that's going to be the first try of the afternoon morning for Nazareno Alom. Mexico on the board first, but these two teams know each other well from NACRA tournaments and local Caribbean tournaments, and so there's no checking out the new guys or anything like that.
That's it. They've played each other before. Bahamas have players who've been on the West Indies team, which have been on the RB circuit. So is Mexico. Mexico has played in the USA Sevens, so they both have played against each other before and have international experience.
So what's on tap for all the teams playing this weekend is qualification to the Rugby World Cup of Sevens in Russia in 2013. Top two finishers, the two teams that make it to the Cup final, will automatically qualify. But there's also another prize on hand for the top third place finisher getting invited to Hong Kong to make core status potentially if they become the best of the Tier 2 nations.
Absolutely, and so that makes every game important. Every game, both teams want to field their strongest sides and try and get in that 1, 2, and 3 spot.
Pablo Andrade has kicked this ball off with Mexico leading 7-0. Bahamas upping the tempo, but the ball's gone Mexico's side, but not before the Bahamian hand got there. Now that's number 4, Andrew Kemp, getting it out. Now wide ball, great one-on-one, and it's, I need this team list, sorry, from you, Rob there, Duran Beetle. Great tackle by Mexico, knocking that ball loose.
And Beetle there has come up the West Indies program, has a lot of experience again on that international stage. They'll be looking for him to take the ball into contact.
Quick tap ball by Mexico. They're looking to expose the Bahamians out wide. A pass out to Fernando Herrion. And now that's number 4, Rodrigo Ramos. He's getting one-on-one, but he's passed it off and now setting up the ruck situation. Stolen by the Bahamas. Look at a quick stutter step. That's getting out to number 2, Devin Woodside. Now the chip and chase by the Duran Beetle, but he is tackled as he kicks that ball. Mexico gathering that up inside zone 22. And a rare clearance kick. You don't see that a whole lot in sevens where they're kicking for touch, but in a pressure situation, that was the right call.
Absolutely. When you don't want to be isolated in sevens, right? Very, very important not to be isolated. You can be taken advantage, exposed, and that's how turnovers happen.
So Casey Carlton. Sorry, we're just going to share these sheets, and these games just whipped around on us so quick. Casey Charlton is going to be throwing in number 10 for the Bahamas. Not much imagination to the lineups in sevens, but there it goes off of a Mexican hand, not straight. Thought maybe advantage would have been played as the Bahamian player came through with the possession after all.
Absolutely. You could see early on Bahamas looking to dominate that point of contact, attack the centers, whereas Mexico trying to spread the ball out wide, use a bit of their speed to their advantage.
Yeah, the Bahamian team got a little bit of size in terms of bulk and a little bit of height in the line-out advantage-wise, but this is going to be a Mexican throw-in and a bit of a gadget play. Don't know if that went 5 meters, but that was Rodrigo Ramos doing quick ball and spun out by Nazareno Alom. And now Mexico making some good inroads just inside their own half now, but Bahamas coming away with the spilled ball.
Bahamas doing a nice job of just forcing Mexico to the side, keeping that line of defense, and closing the gate, as they say.
And then before Casey Charlton could get that ball away, it was a little bit of offside action by Mexico. Hand got there, so the right call there. and likely there'll be some sort of a play on here rather than kicking for touch.
I think the Bahamas want to keep the ball in hand and dominate that point of contact.
7-0, 5 minutes gone for Mexico. And got careful in that tackle situation. That was even Woodside nearly had a dump tackle thing up there, and that can get you the big away. Mexico spinning it back to their left side now. That's number 3, Delon. Now that is Pascal Nodad, and he's going to make it all the way to, oh, he's brought down just before the line. Great defense effort, but gets back on his feet. And is try awarded? No, it's going to be a 2-meter dropout. The Bahamian hand got there and touched that ball down. So great second effort, not rewarded by Mexico. As he got up onto his feet, touched the ball down, but I think a Bahamian player got the possession and touched it down.
That's a great second effort, third effort by the Bahamas, not giving up on the play, and that's what sevens is about. Never giving up on that play, fighting to the right to the try line, and look, it paid off for the Bahamas in this case.
Nadaud was over the line, so he took the ball over when possession was lost. That's why it's a 22-meter dropout for the Bahamas, and that goes into touch, but it bounced in play first. So it will be a Mexican throw in here.
Yeah, and Mexico will be happy with that surge they had up the sideline. They've had a few now, but they're going to want to punch another one in if they want to go up and start to exert their presence on the scoreboard.
You know, the 7-0 score sort of belies the fact that these are evenly matched teams. It's not a hot day yet, but boy, you know, when we're calling the next games for these teams and it's a lot hotter, you might start seeing the mistakes happen as the fitness and things like that start coming through, but they're looking pretty fresh right now.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how the teams adapt as the day goes on and the heat wears away at the body, because in so many games in such a tight period of time, it wears on.
Previous game between Bermuda and Canada won easily by Canada. The first of the new scrum laws were coming in where it's now an instruction to set rather than engage, and sets an invitation to engage. And there was a few problems, couple penalties off that. No problem so far this game. Bit of a muddled ball by the scrum half for the Bahamas, Casey Charlton, and it's going to result in another scrum with Mexico winning the put in.
Mm-hmm. A little bit of a sloppy scrum, but again, these teams are just adjusting to the new laws, the new way that they're calling it in, and it looks like it was a little knock on.
Scrum halves will tell you in the 7th game, it's a lot harder to get that ball in and out. I mean, it's just a trigger out back, and you've got to be ready for it. As we watch Rodrigo Ramos put it in, he gets a ball from the back of the scrum and gets that out to 3 Elm. And now he's found a bit of a gap, passes, but it goes to ground before Juan Pablo Andrade can get to it. Bahamas committing a lot of people to the breakdown, but it looks like it was a knock-on or crossing going on there.
Yeah, it looks like a crossing call there.
Oh, we have halftime too. Yeah.
There we go.
So maybe we'll get Freddie Asline to just give a quick assessment here as you're watching this.
Well, you know, like you mentioned, Doug, it's pretty even. You know, it's those two sides probably haven't played each other that often either, so they're feeling each other out. But what I've noticed is Mexico is a little finer on their skills. You know, Bahamas, they're banging it up. I think
more physical game.
Yeah, we're going to be seeing a great second half here. It's anybody's game. I mean, 7-0. Anything can happen. I found, you know, I saw that the skills of the Mexican team. I mentioned again, they're quite good. You know, I saw some loops, some, you know, they integrated some great stuff in their plays.
In sevens, when is the game out of reach? Is it sort of anything more than 3 tries with a half to go? Because there's so much can happen if it starts going your way.
Well, what I enjoyed is Rob mentioning, you know, that you're always playing for something, but in sevens, you know, you don't want to, as a player, ever to tell yourself it's out of reach. But definitely if you're 2-3 tries with a few minutes to go, teams have strategic ways of running the clock down and all that. So, you know, say 2 tries, 3 tries, it's going to be hard to come back from. But 1, hey, we're going to get an exciting second half.
Rob Turk is going to put the headset back on. You're watching live internet coverage of the NACRA Sevens from Twin Elms Rugby Park in Ottawa. If you build it, they will come, Rob. I mean, everyone jokes about the cornfields here in the summer, but it looks like the set from that great Kevin Costner movie. And now these people will be coming all afternoon long, all weekend long, unless they get diverted to the plowing match. That looked a little exciting up the road, too.
Yeah, it did.
I almost turned right there as I was driving by, like a good tractor pull.
Yeah, it's a beautiful park out here in Twin Elm, lovely facility, and beautiful view from here. And people are, as you say, starting to pour in to watch these games.
Jamal Curry can't get it 10 meters to the Bahamas, so it will be back to center for Mexico. And that's an indirect penalty. It's not a full penalty, and it saves having to have the scrums at center, because I think there's so many more kickoffs, and Sevens said, hey, we're not going to just have a scrum every time it doesn't go right. The ball going out to Rodrigo Ramos, number 4 for Mexico. Mexico keeping the possession but under pressure, and now that is Juan Pablo Andrade. He goes to ground, but he keeps the ball Mexico side. Now they're going up the blind side. The flanker Alejandro Chavez now spinning it out to the right side and out to the wing. Number 2, Fernando Harrion.
You can see Mexico really trying to move that ball out wide and create space on the overlap coming back.
Alejandro Chavez now, he's managed to link up with his outside speed, and that is Alom. And Mexico about to, just shy of scoring their second try. A great Bahamian defensive effort puts them into touch.
That's the second time we've seen that. Bahamas coming across and making a wonderful defensive tackles, stopping that try. Mexico again trying to move the ball wide. Played simple rugby, move the ball from one side of the field to the other side, and look for those gaps as you bring it back into the middle of the field.
So Bahamas under some pressure here with the line out in just outside of their own try line. They've got to have a good steady throw here, and probably looking for, would you say a counterattack, or would they just go clearance kick?
I think they're running the ball straight up the field. They like the contact. Here we go.
Yeah, so they're playing the dangerous game, but have bought themselves a little bit of space there now. There's that skill level not quite there as the ball bounces to near the try line, and that's number 7, Jamal Curry, and now spinning out wide, and that's number 3, Andrew Bain. Now, he didn't back himself speed-wise, but he stepped out of a couple of potential tackles. And now number 6, Beadle. And they're keeping that ball alive. Cooper now. But Mexico kicking through on that loose ball, advantage being played, and they'll come back for the knock-on. And so good counterattack, and that shows the excitement of Sevens. You know, they back themselves to at least get out of trouble and get into halfway.
That's it. One of the beautiful things about the game is it's always running. There's little kicking, and you're attacking from your own end. Spinning the ball wide. You see the Bahamas, they're not looking to move the ball too wide. They're looking for those one-on-one matchups and trying to offload after making contact.
Okay. So we'll have the scrum at center. There wasn't enough time to finalize when the next game was starting. Mexico doing a bit of a stutter step. That was number 12, Christian Henning. And now kicked straight into touch. It'll be a line out.
Yeah, Mexico's going to be a little disappointed with that. I think instead they would like to move the ball wide, stick with their game plan.
That's the flanker, Jamal. Well, we call him a flanker. It's number 7. They're playing sweeper in different positions. Curry, now full arm penalty here. Mexico not rolling away at the breakdown. Fling pass by Charlton. He links up with Butler. Mexico doing well at the breakdown. They seem to be stealing a lot of ball in this area.
Yeah, it looks like their fitness is starting to pay off here. Maybe a little bit slimmer, a little bit fitter. We'll see how they go.
Pascal Nadeau gets it out to his teammate, just trying to pick up the number there, but that's the third try, or second try. Yeah, they were denied the first try there. So your young eyes, can you tell who scored that one there, Rob?
We're waiting for him to turn around here, but lovely little football skills, kicking the ball into the end zone, couple on the right and the left, putting it down for the try.
So right now we're providing a one-camera feed courtesy of Rogers as we do some of these internet games. When we go to the full network feed, going to have a big razzle-dazzle show like you're used to, multiple cameras with replays as the conversion goes across. 14-0 for Mexico with 11 minutes gone, and so about 4 minutes gone in the second half, but 11 total in this game. And looks like Mexico can relax a bit now with a 2-score buffer.
Yeah, they can relax a little bit, but they want to establish their game, establish their style in the tournament. It's still early on in the tournament. You can see the Bahamas starting to suck a little bit of wind now. I think Mexico's fitness is going to pay off in the next last few minutes.
So high restart by Andrade. Bahamas trying to get to that ball they have, but not before getting a ton of pressure from Mexico. That player's gone to ground, and now they're going to try and drive over, and Bahamas keeps possession. They're spinning it out. They got the one-man overlap, potentially. And just agonizingly off the shoulder of Michael Watkins before he could close the deal. Mexico now with the spilled ball on the counter attack, and that is Herion. Spilled ball now, Bahamas taking advantage.
Bahamas not moving the ball wide again, really playing within that tight channel and moving the ball right into contact. I think if they were to create a 2-on-1 overlap, maybe spin it a little bit wider, like they would have done on the close side here, I think they could make some serious ground.
Andrew Kemp went into contact there for Bahamas and didn't release the ball at the breakdown, so that's why Mexico standing here with a penalty opportunity. Unlike normal rugby where they might kick for points, here they're all interested in tries. So there's Mexico kicking to have the line out option and a set play off of those type of situations.
Yeah, there's really no point in kicking for the penalties at this point. You're in there and you want to keep the ball alive. It's not a close game at this stage of the game. They're going to want to pump in another try, and again, they're going to look to move the ball wide, expose Bahamas on the outside.
Mexico didn't throw it in straight, so that's one of those things where the coach will be grabbing his hair and going, come on, we're in the driver's seat. They only had to throw it 5 meters.
Exactly, and you can see those skills that we talked about earlier, some of the passing, the throwing in skills, they're still developing them, and as the game goes on, it's harder and harder to execute those.
So we already saw Bahamas back themselves in this type of situation where they're going to be under pressure. It's their put in, and their backs are set deep right in goal. Is this a situation where maybe they'll kick it down the park and chase it as opposed to running it out?
They could do, but I think with their size, strength, and sidesteps, they're going to be looking to create a one-on-one.
There you go, just as you predicted. That's 11, Michael Watkins. He's brought down. Mexico picking up that loose ball, but quick whistle for the knock-on, and it'll be scrum to Bahamas again. So that loose ball nearly went the other way, but the referee picked up on that knock-on.
Yeah, it looks like they got some speed out there with number 11. I'd like to see him start a little bit further out, give him a little bit more space when he catches that ball, and try and take his man outside for a one-on-one. Looks pretty quick. So it looks like we're in the last play of the game here. Substitution for Mexico.
Yeah, 14 minutes gone, and number 10 coming on for Mexico is Simon Pierre. Very Mexican name. Unless they got their names reversed here, I don't know.
No, it's Simon Pierre.
Yeah, okay. So we have number 10, Casey Charlton. The horn is gone for full time. Mexico getting possession, but not cleanly. Ball's gone Bahamas side. Last gasp. Can they cut into their points for and against total with a try here? And this might be the case. There's a foot race on now. And I don't know if he's going to have the gas to finish that. It was a great run.
The support's got to be there. They're working hard to get the support.
Can't end on a penalty, so Bahama with the quick tap as Watkins couldn't close the deal. Now spinning it out wide to number 2, Devin Woodside. Manages to offload it, but into touch, and that's going to be the first game in the books as Jamaico Cooper goes into touch. So that's it. We're going to stop action here. We'll be back in just a moment as that's your final score, 14-0 for Mexico.